welcome to my channel. Please like it, subscribe it, support the little ones. I would really appreciate it. So, I did a poll on Facebook, and I was like, do you guys want a story time? And they were like, yeah. And then they were like, I was like, romance, inspiring, or a weird one with my cat. So, if I don't do one of them and you want one of them, let me know. Okay, so the one that I'm actually going to do right now is a pretty serious one about how I overcame a lot of battles. So, I'll just start off when I was really young. Don't judge me on anything because I have changed. So, when I was, let's start at 13. When I was 13, I think it was like, my life was going into crumbles. My parents were divorcing. I began smoking cigarettes and, just acting up and being crazy. And I had overdosed once from depression. My mother had helped me out during that situation. And then I got kicked out or left or whatever my mom wants to consider it as. And then after that, I had something serious had really happened when I had left my mother's house. I don't want to get into that one, but something serious happened when I had left my mother's house. And so my mom didn't want me back at her house, so then I moved to my grandmother's. I had called my grandpa and I was like, hey grandma, can I please come over? Can I please move over to your place? Mom doesn't want me. I need out of the place that I live now. And she's like, no, I don't want your jazz. And I was like, wah. And then I called my grandfather. My grandfather's always been the person for me. He was the greatest man I've ever met. And so I was like, Grandpa, I need help. And he's like, where are you? And he picked me up. He drove in like a 20-minute drive. He got there in about 10 minutes. So I moved to my grandmother's house, and then I had found out my grandfather was dying, and I was a heavy drinker at the time. I was a cigarette smoker. I was just in a very bad place in my life. So I had made this resolution. I want to be better for my grandpa. I don't want him to see me at my worst and die seeing me at my worst. So I had put down a list on a notebook, just a regular list, on everything I want to change. It was my attitude for things, my bad habits that I had. I wanted to go back to school because I had dropped out, just so on and so forth. I wanted to be a better person. And it was kind of that push for me. And when it came to stealing, the last time I stole was my grandfather. I wanted to go on the bus so I can go just get a day pass, and I wanted to go. And I had taken $1.75 from my grandfather, and I was across the room. He's like, did you take $1.75? I was like, no. And then he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I went so low that I stole from my grandfather. Then that was the last time. And that was when I was 15, 16. And so I was really young. And I was dealing with my grandfather, who was dying of kidney failure. Dealing with my own battles, dealing with my grandmother's battles, who I absolutely love. And so I had already started school, and online school, and he was just always there for me, and it was a very hard time. But every year I set a new resolution, and that resolution was in just a list, because every battle can be solved. It just needs to be baby steps. each one needs to just be a baby step, because things don't just magically happen. It doesn't happen the next day. It takes time in order to accomplish your battles. So when it came to certain situations, I became getting really depressed, because I was like, I'm not completing this list. My grandfather had died. I was a complete wreck. I moved back to my mom's house, went to high school in an actual school again, and I met my guy, my other half, who helped me so much I re-met him. He helped me so much because he was that person who had guided me on what things are bad and what things are good. I had my mom, and I love my mom so much. She's just like me. I love my stepfather because he is my mother's prince and king, and it's just like they're the perfect couple. My grandmother I love so freaking much because I am exactly like her, and that's why we butted heads so much when I was younger, is because we are so alike. We have a lot of the same mental issues and stuff like that. It's just that she found a more natural way to take care of them than I have. But so I wanted to, I couldn't handle high school. So then I started working at a donation company. And then I was like, I need to go to school. James, my other half actually helped me, taught me into going to school again. And I wanted to go to the trade school. And so I had to wait forever for this trade school. I had to wait so long. And on November 11th, 2011, at 11:11 p.m., I had done my super wish. My super wish was, I want to see my grandfather again. And I want to go to school. And I always put a time limit. And I was like, I want to see them this week. So I didn't know. I knew my grandfather's thing wouldn't happen. But then one day, 3 days later, on the 14th, I was sleeping. And I had this bizarre dream. And it was my grandfather. And there was this long line from my grandparents' house wrapped around the neighborhood. And I had just moved through I just cut everybody off. Cut everybody. And I went and laid in my grandfather's bed with him while he was dying. And he was like real dying. And he's like, I'm so proud of you. You can do it. I believe in you. And I remember his voice. I remember what he looked like. I remember it all. And so I woke up soaked in tears. I'm like, I need him back. And I was like, I need to go to school. He said that I could do it. He said that he was going to be with me. He said he was proud of me for who I have become. So when it came to the trade school, I actually got the call an hour after I woke up. After I saw my grandfather, the trade school had called me. They're like, hey, can you move in 2 days? I was like, yeah, I can go. So then I moved. Trade school was very hard, but I wanted to continue on with my streak of fixing myself. So my list was build my relationships back with my family, forgive the ones that have hurt me, and restart, because I want to restart in life too. I said that I want to go to school. I said that I want to find one positive and a negative. I said that I want to be more independent. I said I want a good relationship, my other half. I just said a bunch of random goals, goals for cleaning or just little goals, big goals, everything. And I would cross everything out. I always cross something out. I had to in a week or a month, but I never saw it because I wanted things to be done. And my mom and my grandmother have raised me to be the one to, if I see an issue, I gotta fix this issue. Because that issue will not be fixed if you just keep complaining about it and if you don't do anything. So I had done it. But I went to the trade school, and it was a really hard situation. I'm not going to get into that in this story time. But my other half was with me the entire time, through thick and thin, when we were friends at the time. And we were friends. And I actually was able to finish that school in 3 months with my GED, which I was so proud of. And my grandfather said that I could do it, and I did it. I freaking did it. I finished school, and I know he was proud of me. Just stuff like that. I knew that he was going to be proud of me, and I knew that he was there with me. He was in 2 other dreams I'm not going to get into right now because it'll make me really emotional. But, I had left Job Corps. I graduated, and I had my security guard card. I did that for 2 weeks. Went to school for it, and I did it for 2 weeks, and I failed to actually continue it. And then I started working in a retail store, and my life just started getting better. And I went from a person who drank consistently, who smoked consistently, who stole, who lied, who was manipulative, who I hated, who was angry at anything and everything. I used to hurt myself. I used to hurt others. And I used to be a bully. I was the worst person that I loathe these days. This day and age, I can't steal. I get PO'd if somebody steals from me, and I just can't even come up with the thought of stealing. What's it called? I don't lie unless it's I didn't eat that food. But, that's definitely a terrible lie. I'm terrible at lying. I'm absolutely terrible, so there's no point in even doing it because I'm gonna get caught. Because I'm so terrible, because I'm too honest. I'm so honest now that if I see something I don't like, I will definitely tell you, and people know that I'm very blunt, so they just understand that I'm not being mean. It's just that I'm being honest. Why the heck are you being annoying right now? What's wrong? I have a full-time job that I have good attendance with. I have my long-term relationship. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I stopped doing, drugs or whatnot. And I have passion. I'm not angry. I'm not depressed constantly because I found my outs. And all in all, this wasn't very descriptive in this video because I'm trying to make it not super long. But all in all, I had to call the suicide hotline 3 times in my life for various reasons. And I went to a mental hospital. That was really hard depression was a huge contributor of who I used to be. Bipolar disorder, so on. And I think that what really helped me was just doing the baby steps. And everybody's like, nothing's gonna get better. Nobody thinks like I'm nice, or I can't do it, and all these negatives to prevent you from actually trying to be happy. And in my experience, all you have to do is write a list inside of that item. Like, you can just put I'm unhappy, and then you can spiderweb, why am I unhappy? I'm depressed. I'm so angry at life. Spiderweb, why are you so angry at life? I hate myself. But why? I don't have a job. Why and how can you fix that? Just write down the things that you need to fix, or things that you don't like, or anything, and just cross out one at a time. I am not perfect. I still have my mega issues. I have a lot of issues still. But I'm working on it. I still have a list to this day. Right now it's just minor things, but I've been doing this for about 13 years, having a list. And I'm smiling. I am very passive versus aggressive. It took a long time to overcome my issues. I used to drink so much to alcohol poisoning. I used to stop eating. James kept reminding me to eat because I was so little. Just stuff like that. But if you ever, hey, just to inform you, 988, no suicide prevention hotline. I only am supporting that and saying it because a lot of the time when I would be depressed, I would have to search for the number and stuff. Well, now it's just 3 simple numbers, 988. This was I have no idea how this video actually did turn out, and I'm sorry that it's probably really poopy. But there is my story time, and my next story time will be epic on how I received being adopted by my cat. Zelda freaking adopted me. But I love you guys. You have a great day, great holiday, great day off, whatever you want it to be. Happy New Year. Have your New Year's resolution as a list. Not just one item. Don't be selfish. Just do a list. If you're unhappy with life, do a list. If you have goals, write it down. Create a list. Complete the list. That is your mission for 2020. Create a list. Complete the list. Or at least cross some stuff out. It works. It truly does. But I do adore you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me more subscribers. I do appreciate it. You can just go to where it says share, and then you copy the link, and then you put it on your social media, and you're like, hey, watch this girl, support this girl, because doing this has actually helped me tremendously, because nobody sees me like this. But yeah, I'm happy in life now. I truly am. Life is pretty good. And thank you. I just have to say thank you. But Zelda adopting me is going to be next, because this is flippin' depressing. Alrighty, bye guys. Peace.